Note to self, never go on vacation if a family is even remotely similar to that of the Forager family, because as much as I love watching Spy Family, as much as I love watching Anya, Yor, Loid, do whatever it is they're going to do in any particular episode, I think an episode like this proves why you would never want to go on a family vacation, because we have two halves of this family here. We have the more normal side at face value, at least in terms of how Loid is kind of examining things. Sure, he's still in his spy mode and noticing a little, oh, there's some audio traps there, this, that, and the third, but at the same time, it is more similar to that of a normal father-daughter, just a lot of temper tantrums, meme faces, and everything like that. But it's, that would be a migraine, and plenty of families go through it. But the issue is there's always going to be one of the parents, whether that is Loid, or in this case, Yor, and damn is this a deadly vacation. We knew sooner or later, eventually they would cross paths, and even if they haven't officially done it just yet, they are now on the same floor, and basically it's all hands on deck. And it's way worse than we thought. We ended last week with the whole idea that someone was listening in, they now know. Apparently there's like dozens of assassins, or at the very least, hitmen that are trying to go after this target. And basically the idea of going on a romantic, peaceful, fun-filled vacation with the family, a cruise, turns into just a bloody mess where buttons are knocking fools out, we're breaking bones. I don't even know how many people got their bones broken, but it's insanity. But I mean, as much as I love watching these families, I'm glad I'm not a part of it in real life. Full live reaction though to episode 31 of that Spy Family greatness over on my Patreon. If you would like to see that, it's over there if you're interested. Now, I mentioned it last week that I heard a lot of excitement about this arc, and I said, to me, it's not just simply sorcerers telling me this is one of, if not the best arcs that they read in Spy Family, it's simply that there was a lot of potential. We throw everything that we love about Spy Family, or at the very least, the core essence of Spy Family. Sure, Bond's not here, we don't have Uncle Frankie and stuff, but at the end of the day, Loid, Anya, and Yor, all on a vacation, chaos with assassins, some spy shenanigans maybe sprinkled in, and some mind-reading tomfoolery. It's going to be an absolutely great time. And what they end up doing is actually the first half of this episode feels quite different than what you would probably expect to happen. I thought it would be a lot more dominated by Yor, and while she definitely has a lot of moments and times to shine, I think the thing that really caught me by surprise was seeing the director kind of take charge at first. So basically, he kind of sneaks away, and then he obliterates this fool. At first, he breaks one arm, I think he dislocates the shoulder, tries to get information, and it's so funny. This is actually one of my favorite jokes I think I've heard this season, because it's not even really a joke at face value. He was being dead serious, but I love these moments when the viewer has the opportunity to pretty much be like, wait, what? If I was put in this situation, I'd be getting killed here, because he pretty much asked yes or no questions, but by the end, when he breaks his leg, he pretty much asks how many people are on the bow, and it's like, bro, you're covering his mouth. He has no way to respond, and he's like, oh wait, I guess that wasn't a yes or no question, and then we hear him snap his neck in the background. Just savage, absolutely savage, and we get to see Yor pop off. But what's interesting is the way I'm looking at Yor right now is she is a little more sloppy than she probably used to be, and I don't use that as an insult. I think it's intentionally done, because when you consider the fact that Loid and Yor, despite the fake family at face value, they've really grown into parents. Even if they're a little messy with how they handle certain things, when your kid can read minds and knows more than you do at times, I mean, it's going to be a bit rocky. So basically, you could look at certain actions she did, whether in last week or even in this episode, right? When she's looking through the peephole, oh, it's room service. She immediately just believes it's room service until the person she's protecting says, I didn't order any, and then that's when she basically jumps and protects them. You can look at some things as being, she's a little more nervous. She, maybe is making slight mistakes that could be deadly in any other person's hands. But at the same time, she isn't just simply an assassin with a mission anymore. She's a loving mother who is conflicted about things, and it almost feels like the more the family builds between Loid, Yor, and Anya, the more actual family dynamics will be there, and potentially how more sloppy. I mean, there's going to be points probably in the story where Loid might even make a mistake on a job because he's thinking more about Anya and Yor than he is about a mission. It's entirely possible they're trying to build into moments like that, because if you look at Yor, it does feel like despite her silent but deadly attitude, there's aspects about her that really do feel like maybe they are a little more rocky than they used to be. If you remember in last week's episode, when she was getting her mission, they pretty much say okay, you haven't lost your touch just yet, even though you're playing pretend family or something like that. They're very much trying to get us to understand that, and it's going to be interesting because at some point in the story, when it's probably approaching the conclusion in the manga that is, hopefully we'll get to see it in the anime as well, is that they're gonna have to make a choice. Like, how do they escape their kind of deadly lives, but keep the family going, sort of a thing? And it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do. But it's interesting because I don't think the end of the episode shows a sloppiness of Yor. I think it just shows the actual strength. I mean, whether it's free run yesterday, kind of like concealing her mana output to be an absolute tank, to this man apparently being able to keep his bloodlust disguised. It wasn't until the very last second that she even realized that he was a threat. And you might be able to make the argument, I mean, the dude looked like he didn't belong on a cruise, but you know, you can't judge things at face value. It's more about the murderous intents and things like that. But they had a lot of fun. I'm a sucker for when any sort of story, whether that's a video game, a show, or a good book that describes it, you're in the middle of a crowded area. So in this case, it's like a masquerade party or something. And the idea of using a button to knock a dude out, make it look like he's sleeping, he's just drunk, like, sir, you've had too much, or the dance, like, sir, I'm a married woman, and just breaks his arms, like, savage, absolutely savage. And I was listening with headphones, man, and some of the bone snapping sound effects were just, ugh. I'm not a fan of, like, that sound. Like, it's like my nails on the chalkboard at times. It's so good, but it's so disturbing. And it was a really good episode. We had some fun Anya stuff too. Loid and Anya didn't have as much content as, well, everything else in this episode, but the stuff they had was quite great. I mean, our boy, he's so scared of being exposed, like, oh my god, the cops are gonna come, they're gonna know I'm a spy. And it's like, bro, no, your daughter's throwing a temper tantrum because she wants a skeleton keychain on a cruise. The aesthetic doesn't even match. Like, it's okay to say no, but then you have like these women in the background being like, oh, she's so cute, he should get it for her. And it's like, bro, no, you had every right in this case. Like, you weren't being mean, but then he tries to give in to her, and just the faces, the disgustingness, it's so good, man. Spy Family just cracks me up. It makes me melt. And it just makes me say this is such an amazing family to follow. Like, this show really could probably do anything it wants, whether it wants to go on a family vacation or it wants to just say, you know what do you think about spies and assassins and mind readers? Just throw it out the window, because at the end of the day, you're going to be looking at things and saying, why does a character look like that? How the hell does Anya make that face? But most importantly, despite all the craziness and the shenanigans, I still always come out saying, damn, this fake family that started so forced and contrived is actually legitimately one of the most genuine families I've seen in anime in this past decade. I really feel like they truly love and care for each other, and despite the issues that they face, especially with each of them keeping their own secrets, you know, it's going to be very fun to see how they continue to open up. And I mean, I hope at some point in the story, Anya just exposes that dad's a spy and mom's an assassin, and they both just collectively say, damn, her imagination, this is horrible, man, because, like, obviously she can't know for sure, but you know what, let's just pretend to brush it off, and you know, we'll just sweep this under the rug, as Anya's probably just sitting there being like, bruh, I'm just trying to solve this issue here because we can't keep the lie going anymore, and they're just gonna think she's a kid with an active imagination as they sweat bullets because her imagination was right on the mark, sort of a thing. But let me know what you thought of this episode, and where do you hope to see the arc go? We got a pretty cool fight building up, especially with that whole, like, chain whip situation. I mean, the sickle on the chain is going to be pretty sick. So let me know what you're feeling down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload more videos to the channel. And like I mentioned, we have a full live reaction over on my Patreon if you're interested. And hey, while you're there, you also get a video shout out. So today we have Jonathan Bromlow, Purple Kush, Anthox, Merc, Sebastian Just, Akilos, and Keegan Miller. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.